Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Thank you.
I was wondering if, like me, your curiosity would get the better of you.
I am truly grateful for everyone giving up the time to be here today, and these are historic days. Future generations will look back and ask what we did to bring about change, to make our world a better place, to save our world. Our soil is being eroded. Our farmlands, our crops are on the wane. We have 60 harvests left, unless we do something. Our indigenous animals are also suffering an invasion. They are being overwhelmed. We have seen our red squirrel decimated by the invading grey. The signal crayfish, spreading a plague to our white-clawed crayfish. And yes, even the quagga mussel from East Europe, clogging up our waterways and threatening our water supplies. They have to be stopped. The pattern throughout history is clear. Non-Indigenous species arrive in this country, adapt to the new environment before overwhelming our native species, shattering our delicate ecosystem and putting our very lives at risk. And what is of greater concern is how we as a people are also suffering from outside forces. When was the last time you could pick up a phone and simply arrange an appointment with your GP, let alone be referred to hospital to receive treatment? Our beloved NHS is being swamped by health tourists. And it's not just our health service and healthcare system. It's the food on the shelves. It's the air that we breathe. Each and every day, it is in shorter and shorter supply. The suit-wearing MPs at Westminster and the wannabes of local government advocate for the right of migrants to come to our shores. They're happy for them to use our vital NHS resources and cream off benefits. Money taken from hard-working taxpayers like us here in this room. They don't care how it affects us. They don't care about us, the white working classes, the marginalised. People up here in the north, we're uncared for. We're unheard. We're derided for being badly educated.
What taxes do you pay?
Councillor O'Connor.
Yeah, it's just you were talking about hard-working taxpayers. What taxes do you pay?
I would have thought someone even as lowly as the tin pot office you hold would be better versed in the correct etiquette when addressing a speaker at a meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, do you expect me to give you and this the respect of making a point of order, do you?
Oh, you see, this is the type of person I'm talking about. Okay? I install roof insulation. I pay my taxes and my national insurance stamp. What taxes do you pay on your council wages for pushing a woke agenda?
I don't get paid for my work as a councillor.
Sorry, allowance. Allowance. How much is that allowance? An allowance you have just awarded yourself a 20% increase.
Hang on a minute. I was asking you about your
20%.
taxes.
20%. How many people here have had a 20% pay rise? People like you support migrants.
Migrants? Do you mean people?
And invite them into this country. Open up our borders and let them flood into our communities.
You're a racist.
Hurl insults at me if you want, Councillor O'Connor. But it won't stop me speaking up for the good people of this country and for fighting for what's right.
Yes, great.
Griff, is that Griff?
Come on, let's get out of it.
Technically, you're not right.
Excuse me?
Roy Cropper, local business owner and resident. Forgive my interruption, but as a point of order, what you are saying is factually incorrect. Grey squirrel, the signal crayfish, yes. And as for the quagga mussel, well, yes, it could potentially be seen as an invader and could present a problem. But I don't wish to appear rude, but for you to suggest that it poses a threat to our water supply is actually quite laughable.
No, hang on. No, hang on. That's not what I meant. Our water supply is... Well, these invaders, they block up the pipes and that.
And that, pipes and that, pipes and
Pumps and taps.
taps.
Yeah, well, not the taps in your houses, I mean, like at the water treatment places.
I see. Yes, well, if I'm correct, then the Environmental Agency are quite prepared for this, having learned lessons in the war with the zebra mussel, the quagga's predecessor.
That's right, Roy.
I know, yes.
Listen, Mr. Cooper.
Cropper, as in you've come a cropper, someone who's fallen on their face.
That wasn't my point.
As well as attacking East Europe, you also are blaming Asians for a great many of your grievances. Now, Asia is the largest continent. It's also the most populated continent. Quite what your problem is with all the people of that continent, well, it's difficult to say. But we do have Asia to thank for all the technology around us. Your camera, the phone in your pocket. I don't need to go on.
No, you don't.
But if I turn to the NHS...
No, mate. You made your point.
Let him finish.
Approximately 1 in 7 of that workforce comes from outside the UK. I mean, far from being a burden, the health service would collapse if it wasn't for that approximately 13 to 15% of the people who come from overseas. I mean, surely we should be offering them our thanks. And that figure rises to 30% when it comes to doctors.